Are you ready for this? Okay, so we're going to do the live coaching this morning in your classroom with your kiddos.
Okay.
And get on the circuit. That's right here. Yesterday we did the modeling and we did the behavioral rehearsal.
Okay.
And to do the live coaching. And then next week we'll plan on doing the peer-to-peer.
Okay.
So that'll be great. So this is when you finally get to do the skills that we detailed in the skill set rubric. And what it is we're teaching the explicit steps, explicitly teaching problem solving to kids during a large group time. So this is an opportunity for you to practice the skills, and afterwards we'll be able to watch the video and talk about it some and just kind of go back and forth. And then from there we can kind of take that skill and see how you want to implement that skill throughout the whole class.
Okay.
And with different activities. And you already have some really, really nice skills in place, Lacy. I mean, I was just thinking about it too, reflecting on your behavioral rehearsal yesterday. Your calm voice and just the way that you're able to engage the kids with your language. You have great language.
Thank you.
And then your positive relationships with all those kids in the class. I mean, I've seen you with them and them with you and how they really do like you. And then also just your ability to take what you're learning and then apply it. The practice that we've been doing with your learning style back and forth, but then also I think even just some, and you've been in lots of different classes and you have observed other teachers using the pyramid skills.
Yeah, that's been great, being able to see different methods that they use and stuff too.
Yeah, we're all fortunate to be here, I think. We're going to video the large group time.
Okay.
And you'll go through these steps. I think maybe we should just review them real quick. And then I want you to be able to be thinking too about what you want me to do during that time when we're doing the videotaping.
Okay.
So you're going to get their attention. And I did make these little, I'll put them on sticks for you.
Okay.
It's the circle time rules. So I don't know if you want me to use them, if I see a child who's not attending, because I think that's the biggest concern that you have.
Yeah, maybe if they're not attending, you could remind them and use it to
tap them and show it to them. Okay. You can use those then. That would be a good thing for me. I'm going to write that down. For me, use the stick puppets. So you go ahead and you'll sing the song, and then you want to tell them what you're going to do, and that you did that yesterday. You know that we're going to learn about problem solving, something new, and then just kind of eliciting that. And I really like the way that you introduced that question to the kids. You know, when me being the kid about, do you know what a problem is? What is a problem? So that was really good too. So you want to do that and just respond to their answers and ask them about any specific problems. And then you had talked about maybe using one of their problems that they come up with as an example to kind of walk through the our paper with all the little guy. I have it somewhere here. I'll get it for us. Oh, I know where it is. Then you're going to introduce the chart. You want to make sure you show it, and then read. I'd say read specifically. And that third one, I went back and I looked, and the third one's kind of a hard one because it is what will happen if. So you kind of really want to use those words with them.
reuse what will happen if.
Yeah, yeah, and it's on there. It's written on there. And then those three questions. And then show the picture and talk them through the problem using, and we talked about yesterday, referring back to the chart. And then just review it.
Okay.
And then this is the other one that we talked about, descriptively reinforcing kids who are attending. Is there anything you want me to do to kind of help you remember that one?
Maybe like a signal. I don't know if a signal.
Maybe just like hold up once you've done one and then...
Yeah, remind me how many I've done. That would
Okay.
be great.
Okay. Reminders for the positive phrase. Okay. So we're going to be in your classroom, and the kids are all familiar with that. And the kids will be in there, Miss Kylie will be in there, and I'll be in there, and the camera will be in there. Do you anticipate any of the kids in your classroom maybe having some issues with me being in there and the kids with the camera, or?
I don't anticipate any issues with you being in there. I feel like when you did the teapot, they did pretty well without asking. And I think if the camera was up, maybe they just might not notice because we're coming in from outside time. So maybe they might not notice.
Do you think that it would be helpful to let them know what you're doing?
That probably would be. I'd let them know who you are and what you're doing. So that way they have an idea of it and aren't wondering during circle time. That probably could give them a reminder before we come in.
Okay, if you want to try to do that. So in developing this, we just really made an effort to try to support all of the kids in your classroom. And you know, that's what we do here. We want to make the environment and the learning opportunity the best we can for each one of the kids. And we know each one of those little kiddos in there have their own learning styles and their own, some of them have those behavior things and some of them learn in a different way. So we just really want to make sure that we're doing this and you're teaching to their skills and their level. So I think the things that we had talked about accommodating, we'll have these little extra, the puppets, and then, and one thing I thought of was when we're talking about the solutions, the Pyramid Plus has a sheet of paper that has the solution kit on it, smaller, all of them. How would it be if I make a copy of that, and if they're having trouble coming up with solutions, or do you think that's too late to try to add something like that, or?
We could try to add it. I think we might even have one in the classroom we can use too.
Oh, okay. So they've seen that before and they're a little bit, okay, good. Maybe if you have one, that would be good because that's something they're familiar with.
Yeah, I think like just one of the little kits that they can flip through.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we have one of those. I'll double check.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. So I guess that's it.
All right,
So I will see you at 9:45.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Nope, I think we're pretty good.
Okay. And then just kind of go with it. If anything comes up, we'll have time to watch the video and talk about it afterwards.
Thank you. Okay. Henry, you're our snack helper today. Can you please choose our opening song?
This.
5 little...
On his head and said, Mom, bonk his head.
Mom.
I called the doctor.
You called the doctor when the mom bonked her head?
Yes.
You're going to keep your mom safe, Max. I like that.
Then I called the doctor.
Are you guys ready? We're going to sing our circle time rules. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, voices quiet, bodies calm. This is how we listen, this is how we listen, at good time, at good time. Wow, I like how Devin's singing crisscross applesauce, and so is my friend Bree.
I am, and my friend.
Nice job. Today we're going to be learning a new skill. Do you guys know what a problem is? Can you tell me what a problem is, Georgia? Someone could be arguing. Does anybody else have another idea?
Or you have a cough.
You have a cough? That could be a problem, right, Max?
Or kidney owies.
Owies could be a problem. I like all those ideas. You could be happy. You think being happy might be a problem?
No.
No, maybe not.
Sad could get that.
Yeah.
Sad might be a problem.
Sad would be a problem. I like all those ideas.
Or if you get the park, that's a problem.
Maybe if you can't play at the park, that might be a problem too. I had a problem. I wanted to be second in line. But there was already somebody there. So I was feeling really frustrated.
Ow.
So I thought, what is my problem? My problem was there's somebody else already second spot
And
in
then you
line.
have to go all the way back.
Georgia, I like how you're listening. You're keeping your eyes on me. Nice job. So then, when I thought of my problem, how does he look?
Sad.
He looks sad. He looks kind of frustrated. Then, I
But
have to...
I'm not frustrated. I'm happy.
So number 2, I have to think.
I
Use
was
my
getting
brain and think of
frustrated
some
with me.
solutions.
I would get frustrated with
Meredith,
me.
thank you for
I'm
sitting quietly and listening.
Bello always wants to be in second line.
Mhm.
I was in line, and I will be sad.
I would be sad if I wasn't second in line, so I could think of some solutions. Does anybody know a solution? A solution is an answer to our problem. If I wanted to be second in line,
Just like someone's fighting, like me and Gavin. Sometimes we fight, or like Gavin and me. Yes.
if I wanted to be second in line, I could think of some solutions. Maybe one solution could be I could take turns.
Gavin and
That's a good idea.
Gavin and me always fight.
Thanks for raising your quiet this morning. Maybe I could take the spot, push my friend and take the spot. That's a solution. Does anybody else know a solution?
No, you don't push them. I always take it out.
They would get an owie. Or maybe I could go to the end of the line.
Wait, or you can hold your friend's hand.
That's a solution. You could hold a friend's hand. Nice idea,
Or
Georgia.
you can a silly bird. Or else you can wait to go to the playground.
You could wait to go to the playground. These are all great ideas. So after you think of some solutions, number 3 is, what would happen if? Would it be safe? Would it be fair? And how would everyone else feel? I see on this picture, how does his face look? There's a bunch of different faces. That one's feeling sad. What about that one? He's happy. What about this guy? He's feeling mad. So I heard somebody say that we could take turns. What would happen if I took turns being second in line? Would it be safe?
Yeah, it's my.
That would be safe.
So like when they're coming inside, he could be second in line.
You're right. You can take turns. So if some friend is first outside, or second in line outside, you can be second when you're coming back in. Would it be fair to take turns?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be fair. How would it make everyone else feel?
Happy.
Happy. I'd feel happy if I got to take turns being second in line.
Me too.
So, Max, thanks for having a calm body during circle time. Okay, what would happen if I pushed my friend?
No.
Would that be safe?
No.
No, that would not be safe. You might get hurt.
And you and your friend push you.
That might make me feel sad.
Yeah.
I might look like this guy right here. Or I might be angry. Would it be fair for me to push my friend?
No, I would say I would get so mad.
I would get mad too, Max. That would make me feel frustrated.
Because the other night, my brother fighted me, and then I had to look, and then he squished my face and gave me this. Gavin?
That would make me feel sad too. I bet you were feeling sad, Georgia.
Gavin and me always fight.
Maybe once we're done with this, maybe you can help Gavin learn these, and you and Gavin can use them at home.
Because my brother and me sometimes fight, but not always.
How would it make everybody feel if you pushed in line? It would not make people feel happy. Or hit, yeah. What about if I went to the end of the line? What would happen if I went to the end of the line? Would it be safe to go to the end of the line?
No.
Yeah, it'd be safe. Would it be fair? Yeah, that would be fair. How would everyone feel if I went to the end of the line?
Happy.
I think they'd be okay.
If you're at the end of the line, you can pretend
You can pretend. So then, friends, you could give it a try. So you thought of some you thought of your problem, then you think of some solutions. You thought of how it would make you feel, and then you give it a try. Now, friends, can everybody tell me, what's the first one? What do you do first? We think of the problem. Nice job. Then we, what do we do after? Figure out an idea or some solutions. After we figure out our solutions, this one's a little bit tricky. What do? We think about how it might make people feel. Good idea, guys. Good job. You can. That is another solution, Georgia. And then, after you think of all these different things, would it be safe? How would it be fair? How would it make everyone feel? What do you do next? You give it a try. Nice job. You guys are all using your listening ears. So now we get to practice solving a problem. What do you guys see in this picture? Friend, you can tell me at snack time, okay? That'd be a good time to tell me something. How do these friends feel? What do you think is happening in this picture? They look mad. Yeah. What do you think is happening?
Those two persons both want to be firemen.
They do. They both want to be firemen, and they both want to use this jacket.
And Daddy's going to take it away.
Yeah, she looks like she's trying to take it away from this little girl. What do you think? So the problem is they're fighting over this jacket. They both want to be the fireman.
His name is Riley.
Let's think of some solutions. Can anybody think of a solution?
How will you read it?
You want me to read? Well, we can first think on our own. We're going to practice thinking of some solutions. What, Georgia, can you tell me what solution you have?
They can wear one shoe, and then the other person can wear the other, and then they can both put one arm in, and then the other person wears the other arm.
Oh, I like that idea. What's another solution? They can take turns. Does anybody else have another idea? Georgia, do you have another one?
Also, they can also if the person they can also you can give it to the teacher.
Or what if this girl took it from this girl? Could that be a solution?
Riley would get mad.
She would get mad. So let's think. So we thought of the problem. We thought of some solutions. So now we can say, what would happen if? So what would happen if one of them wore one shoe, the other wore the other, and they shared the jacket? Would that be safe?
Yeah. It
might be hard for them to move. Reese, thanks for keeping your body still in some crisscross applesauce.
One leg in for one of them and the other for the same one, and then the other stuff goes for the other person.
Thank you, Max, for saying crisscross applesauce.
And,
What about?
I know a solution. They can play happiness, and then they can come back and somebody's done with it.
That's a good idea. You guys have lots of really great ideas.
Can you read it out?
What would happen if, so would it be safe if they shared it?
Yes.
Would it be fair to them?
Yes.
How would everybody feel? Friend, right now we're talking about the picture. What if they took turns? Would that be safe?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be safe.
Yeah.
They could both have a turn. Would it be fair?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be. What about, how would it make everyone else feel?
Happy.
Happy. That makes me feel happy too.
Me too.
What if this girl took it from this girl? She pulled it out of her hands. What would happen if she did that? Would it be safe?
No.
No, that wouldn't be very safe. Would it be fair?
No.
Probably not. How would it make everyone else feel? Really sad.
Me too.
So then we could give it a try and see what one works. These are things that we can practice all the time. I even heard we could practice it at home with our brothers and sisters. That might be a nice way to
I don't have a sister. I only have a brother.
So we can practice with our brother. Let's look at what happened here.
Look, they're happy.
They are happy. It looks like they took turns sharing. They thought of a solution and they worked together.
This is a line there so you know then different parts. Can you read it?
Georgia, I like how you're using your watching eyes. All right, friends, so this is something that we can practice.
I take this one home.
You know, we could make this so that you guys can take it home and you can look at these and you can say, what's my problem?
I want to take one home.
Think of a
I want
solution.
to take one home.
I have an idea. What if we, later during the day, we can think of some different problems and we can think of solutions
yeah.
together.
Oh, at playtime.
That's a good idea. All right, guys. So I saw we came to...
All right. Awesome job.
Thanks,
That was great. So, what do you think about it?
I think it went pretty well. I was pretty happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that they were engaged with me and gave me a lot of different problems and solutions and ideas. And they realized it was different than what we sometimes do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they were able to be flexible with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it went pretty good.
And I noticed you didn't say, "Oh, Miss Dee's here with the camera, and she's just going to be videotaped," but it didn't seem to bother them. So you were kind of real sensitive to that.
Mm-hmm. I gave them a little bit of a warning before we came in and reminded them that
Oh.
there's going to be a different teacher, but I don't even think they noticed the camera.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I don't know if they paid attention
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
good.
they did great, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel like you got all your little parts here on our skill set rubric. You feel
Mhm.
about that?
I feel pretty good about that.
Good. Well, we did get a chance to watch the video, which was great. And we went through and we kind of marked things off, and we can just kind of go over it a little bit. And just some things that, you know, it went very well, I think. I think the kids really were focused on you and what you were doing and following along. And you do such a nice job of engaging them and asking those questions and giving them the eye contact and responding when they talk. And all of those are pyramid practice kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice to see. The first skill of getting their attention by singing a song and telling them what you were going to do, you met that one. Eliciting responses from the children to assess their comprehension of the word problem. You met that because you talked about a problem. First, asked what a problem was and got their feedback, and then you gave a really specific, really nice example of. So, how did you pick up that?
I picked out that problem because that's a problem that we've had a couple times with a specific friend. And so I thought that would be a good one to introduce and see what she might have to say about it. Maybe she could give some ideas. And she said she wasn't so frustrated with it, but I know it's been a problem before, so I thought it might be good to go over it again.
Yeah, that was great because they all knew, oh yeah, this is a problem, we've experienced it. That was great. Yeah, so you did that, and let me see. Again, responding to the kids' responses, that was really nice. And then introducing the problem-solving chart, you showed it to them, you read everything, and that's really important to keep with fidelity, is to present things the way that they're written. And it may seem kind of silly, but sometimes even little subtle changes are going to affect the fidelity of the practice.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And the describing their faces, that was a good interaction, where just, again, pulling out that social emotional literacy, talking about that and how those feelings can make us, how the what we're experiencing can make us have different feelings. And identifying in our face, that's a way that we can tell that people are feeling good.
Well, even when they were mentioning some problems and the feelings that they could feel too.
Yeah.
How feeling sad would be a problem.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah. And then showing the picture of the two little girls having a problem and helping them identify that. And that was nice that you came up with 3 different possible solutions for them. And then you carried all 3 of those through on all the problem solving steps. So they had some really good practice in hearing, answering those 4. That number 3 is kind of a hard one. What would happen if? And going through all of those questions. But that helps them kind of learn to analyze the information.
Well, they might not think sometimes if it would be fair to everybody, or so it's good to go through and ask it so they know if it would be or not.
Yeah. And then just the review, showing them again. And you actually, when we first introduced the chart, you talked about it, and then you pointed, and then had them come back with their own words of what they were, and they so sweet. And that's a really nice way of checking in with kids to make sure that they're understanding the concepts that you're teaching.
Yeah.
And I really liked the way too that you kind of finished up with, we're going to be talking about this some more, we'll get a chance to practice this during the day, and I think your idea of, maybe this afternoon even, we can come up with some problems and think of some solutions. So that's that carryover. And that's that whole implementation piece on your professional development plan. Where do you take this next? What are the next steps? And you've already come up with some of those with the kids. They're interested in it, and maybe some small groups. And any specific ideas of how you might teach a small group, or an idea of a small group on problem solving?
Maybe it could be another another picture with a problem at the small group, and see how a smaller group would, what type of answers that they would give if we were in a smaller one, and see what type of solutions they might have.
Yeah.
Give some examples with like a game.
Oh, game, yeah. Good idea. If you wanted to touch on it at a large group or even small group, again, you might be able to use some puppets. And because I know the kids love the puppets.
Yeah.
From the one day that we were there and you were doing group, that was, they just focus in so much on them. And then the one that we talked about from your behavioral rehearsal about giving the descriptive reinforcement to kids who are attending, you did that a number of times, and that was really nice. And it was really good with the little guy who was sitting up front with you, and just kept on tap, 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 tap. He wanted your attention for something. And you initially used a gentle touch on his shoulder, and then you did have to verbally say, we can talk about that at snack time. So you're giving him, you're responding to him, and you're giving him a time when you're going to go back and check in with him. And that's really good for kids. They know, okay, I know that she's heard me, and I know when I can expect to be able to. Sometimes they forget about it.
Right. And I think he might have forgotten about it.
If there was something that was so important he had to tell you about. But I mean, you gave nice descriptive praise for their attending and sitting crisscross and watching you, more than the 3 that we had.
Well, and it's easy during a circle time if there's some stuff going on where, like any type of behavior where you can use that praise to have other friends remember the circle time rules and join back in if they're losing focus.
Yeah, they were all attending. Just, I mean, I was amazed. What a nice job they all did on that.
They did great.
So I guess the implementation plan, maybe after we do our peer-to-peer we can talk more specifically, but I think we've kind of generated a few ideas of what you can do to carry through with this and just really continue to reinforce this skill that they now have learned. They have the language, they have the steps, and even maybe posting that somewhere, the poster in your room.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great reminder and visual for them.
Yeah. Great. All right.
Well, thank you for helping me
Oh,
with this.
of course. We have just one more step and we'll be done. Then we get to come up with another idea for another learning goal.
Awesome.